Тарас Шевченко «Доля». Ходімо ж, доленько моя, мій друже вбогий, не лукавий, ходімо дальше, дальше слава, а слава заповідь моя. So let's march on, dear fate of mine, my humble, truthful, faithful friend. Keep marching on, there glory lies. March forward, that's my testament.
Тарас Шевченко «Думка». Тече вода в синє море, та не витікає. Шука козак свою долю, а долі немає. The river empties to the sea, but out it never flows. The Cossack lad his fortune seeks, but never fortune knows. The Cossack lad has left his home, he's left his kiss and kind. The blue sea's waters splash and foam, that thoughts disturb his mind. Why, headless, did you go away? For what did you forsake? Your father old, your mother grey, your sweetheart to the fade.
І відьма тяжко заридала, цигани мовчки дивувались, поки поснули, дехто впав. A maid fell to sleep from hill into the water. She cried and cried, the gypsies wandered long, until they fell asleep, each dropping where they were. But she was sleepless, and in trouble she sat and stuck her feet into the headed ashes. A wind moon resurmounted, and seemed to peek inside the tent, until obscured by clouds. What does the rich, the grey, and wealthy man sleep? Or does the old one stay awake, when sins of fate to pay, for tolling his funeral bell? The other contemplates additions to the stated mansions.
Only then he'll rest inside a grave, and the first will sort of perish anywhere, and we shall rest without a care. They'll make no mention of the poor, and the second they will curse. The old one cannot sleep, not in a field or a home, but somehow, nathless, must leave what years remain. An old gypsy sits a dozen with a pipe beside the fire, and looking at the stray, perhaps he thinks of something.
Реве та стогне Дніп широкий, the mighty Dnieper rose and blows, the wind in anger howls and raves, down to the ground it bends the willows, and mountain height lift up the waves. The pale-faced moon pick out this moment, to pick up from behind a cloud. Like a canoe upon the ocean, it first tips up, and then dips down. The cocks don't crow to wake the morning, there's not as yet a sound of man. The owls in glades call out their warnings, and ash trees creak and creak again.
Багатому багатий не знає, ні приязні or faithful love. The thing he has to rent. Don't envy friend, a man of rank, his powers based on force. Don't envy too a famous man, the man of notes he knows.
Ти не лукавила зі мною, і другом, братом, і сестрою була, and took me early, and led me as a little boy, and put me in a school for peasants, when one my lord from drunken clock. Work hard, my darling, you will later become a man, these were your words. And I obeyed, I studied hard, and learned my lesson. And you lied, what sort of man, it was all in vain. We never played your false, I swear it. We lived our life, and never, never left any seed of life behind us. So let us go, my humble fortune, my friend so poor, so free from guile. Let us go on, ahead is glory, and glory is my only guide.
Садок вишневе коло хати, хрущ над вишнями гудуть, плугатарі з плугами йдуть. Still singing the girls homeward come, the tired plowman's steps grow slower, and mothers with supper wait at home. Close by the house they eat their supper, just then the evening stars appears, as daughter serves, her mother cares to teach to do things in ways proper. The 19 jail son interferes, clears the wall on the clay benches, the mother lulls her knell and bill, and falls asleep, but the sweet wenches in 19 jails are singing still.
Не женися на багатій, бо вижене з хати. Не женися на убогій, бо не будеш спати. Don't wed a wealthy woman, friend. She'll drive you from the house. Don't wed a poor one either, friend. Dull care will be your spouse. To get hitched to a carefree Cossack life and share a Cossack fate. If it be Rex, let it be Rex. What comes at what you take. Then you have nobody to nag or try to cheer you up, to fuss and fret and question you what ails you and what's up.
Не нарікаю я на Бога, не нарікаю ні на кого. I fool myself in my despair and sin as well, for I will plough my meadow, my poor humble field. This word of mine, a harvest rich will come someday from it. I fool myself, my own poor, humble person, and no one else, as I can see.
Мені однаково чи буду, if I shall live or not in Ukraine, or whether anyone shall think of me mid foreign snow and rain. It makes no difference to me. In slavery I grew amid strangers, unwhelmed by any kind of mine. In slavery I know will die and vanish without any sign. I shall not leave the slightest trace upon our glorious Ukraine, our land, but not as ours known.
No father will remind his son, or say to him, repeat one prayer for him, for our Ukraine. They taught him and there for a layer. It makes no difference to me if that son says a prayer or not. It makes great difference to me that evil folk and wicked men attack our Ukraine, once so free, and rob and plunder it at will. That makes great difference to me.
Думи мої, лихо мені з вами. Why do you all the paper stand, so sadly row and row? Why did the winds not scatter you like dust across the steppes? Why did luck not cradle you to sleep upon its breast?
My thoughts, my melancholy thoughts, my children tender shoots. I nursed you, brought you up, and now what shall I do with you? Go to Ukraine, my homeless face. Your way make to Ukraine along back roads like vagabonds, but I'm doomed here to stay.
Тече вода в синє море, та не витікає. Шука козак свою долю, а долі немає. The Cossack lad has left his home, has left his kiss and kind. The blue sea's water splash and foam, sad thoughts disturb his mind. Why heedless did you go away? For what did you forsake your father old, your mother grey, your sweetheart to their fate? In foreign lands live foreign folks, their ways are not your way. There will be none to share your woes or pass the time of day. Across the sea the Cossack rests, the Cherkasy is distraught. His thought, with fortune to be blessed, with fortune is his lot. In V formation, cross the waves, the cranes are off for home. The Cossack weeps, his bearded pass with wits are overgrown.